What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about the Marauders and also Kestrel, and how are we going to break the Alliance Wars defensive meta. How are we going to break the Alliance Wars defensive meta in order to make the Marauders relevant again, because yes, even that this team got reworked recently and we have addition of Madeline prior to the team, which makes the team a lot stronger. We already have several counters, including the Secret Avengers with Kestrel, that counter this team. So what we are going to talk about on this video is how exactly you can manipulate your Alliance Wars defense in order to have a bigger advantage with the Marauders and possibly cancel Kestrel. So if you like the information on this video, like always, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content. Make sure you smash that like button and then let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Okay, so what's the reason why Kestrel counters the Marauders? Well, for the obvious reasons, on her ultimate she does big damage, 600% piercing. She has 5000% extra focus, and that will allow her to apply negative effects to Strife. And if you get rid of Strife early on, you probably will lose the match because your Mr. Sinister, Madeline Pryor, and Emma Frost will get exposed. On top of that, she also has this passive that as long as she has a charge, and she will get a charge on spawn, as long as she has a charge, no enemy can summon minions or summon clones. And Mr. Sinister, of course, his first ability will summon clones, and because of this charge he will lose that ability, so he will not be able to summon a clone to help the Marauders. And overall she has insane amount of damage. The other abilities are not super relevant in terms of being able to counter this meta or to counter this team, the Marauders. But those two specific situations, the ultimate, being able to remove the taunt from Strife, yes, even that now he has insane resistance, she can still remove the taunt. And then the fact that she blocks the clones, which usually she is going to be the one to be cloned on this specific matchup, this will never happen because it will get blocked and you are done. So, as we know this, and we can take a look at the match, let's take a look at this match in action actually. So let's take a look really quick. We'll see this counter in action, so Secret Avengers against the Marauders. This is a big punch down, we are punching down 200k. This is another reason, it's that the Secret Avengers are also a team that we use for raids, and they are super geared up. We also use them for Dark Dimension and so on. So it's very likely that your Secret Avengers are a lot bigger than your Marauders. So once again, the fact that they are super big, the ultimate that removes the taunt, and the charge mechanic from Kestrel that stops the clones, that makes the Secret Avengers a very strong counter against this team. So as you can see, Strife got destroyed and now Mr. Sinister is exposed. We can go after him, or we can ability block him and finish off the other characters. We have several options, so as you can see we stun him, and he can't clone. He couldn't clone anyway because he has the charge mechanic of Kestrel, and he can't clone either way because now he's stunned. Okay, so as you can see the match falls apart very fast. There is no way that we can recover from this. The characters or have ability blocked or have stun. Now you have the big special from Madeline, and that applies a bunch of negative effects to the enemies, to the Secret Avengers, but Mary Hill can also clear all of that with her ultimate, so it's not super relevant. So as you can see, the Secret Avengers are a hard counter for the Marauders, even with Madeline Pryor, which is a new character, and unfortunately it's a situation that we have to work around in order to be able to fix this situation. Okay, so as you can see, the match was lost, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so how exactly are we going to manipulate the meta of Alliance Wars defense in order to stop the Secret Avengers from being a competitive counter against the Marauders? The answer is fairly simple. We just have to manipulate which teams we have on defense. And this is something that people forget many times, is that whenever a new patch is released, whenever a new team is available, that sometimes you win Alliance Wars not by winning the fastest or whatever, it's by forcing the enemies to use the best teams. So after they are forced to make more mistakes on the mid game and also on the late game. So if you can manipulate which teams your enemies are going to use, like this you can increase your chances of your specific Alliance Wars defensive teams in order to make them lose the matches. So for example, if you have a team that uses the Secret Avengers, for example, we have Uncanny on defense, which is not recommended, but let's imagine you have Uncanny on defense, so you have to use Kestrel in order to block the Phoenix. So you are going to use the Kestrel, and then for the Marauders, they will have to use one of the other teams that are a lot better. The Marauders, they have a few counters. We have the Darkhold, we have the Weapon X, we have the Eternals, and we have the Infinity Watch. And we also have the Secret Avengers. So if they are wasting their Secret Avengers in order to beat if they are using the Secret Avengers in order to beat your Uncanny, then that means that they will have to use one of the other teams that are a tier above the Secret Avengers in order to beat the Marauders. So this might not seem like a huge advantage, but it actually is a huge advantage in Alliance Wars. And when you get way after Gold 4, when you start to get to Platinum 1, 2 and 3, this type of strategies, manipulating which teams your enemies have to use, it's going to become very, very important in case you want to win more easily. So let's take a look at my room and see exactly how I laid out my teams in order to make sure that I force my enemies in order to use the Secret Avengers and make the Marauders stronger on defense. Okay, so we are taking a look at my Alliance Wars defensive lineup, and once again we have to try to manipulate which teams the enemies are using in order to increase our chances for our good defensive teams to win. So I laid out several teams that require the Secret Avengers, because if my enemies have to use Secret Avengers here, and then they have to use other team here like Uncanny or whatever, then they come here and they have to use other Secret Avengers, and then once again they have to use other Secret Avengers. So I have 4 teams where they possibly have to use the Secret Avengers. Like this, it will increase the chances of the other rooms after from my alliance mates to have, for the enemies to don't have the Secret Avengers available to face the same teams. And this is why it's going to be extremely important to lay out the teams like this. So Astonishing X-Men, they can be beaten easily with the Secret Avengers, that's fine. So your Marauders have one less team to worry about. Then Web Warriors, you can win with Uncanny, but Secret Avengers is also a good counter, so you can use them here as well. Then we have Black Order on defense. Yes, Black Order on offense is not as good as it was in the past, so set them on defense, and that will force people to use Secret Avengers or Dr. Octopus, once again reducing the chance of them having one of those decent teams to use against the Marauders. Okay, so Secret Avengers here, maybe not, but that's another team that they have to use Secret Avengers against. Then we have the Brotherhood with Doctor Doom and Shuri. This is a very complicated team, and you can use Shuri or you can use the Deathpool, that's also a good option. And once again, that will force your enemies to use Secret Avengers, because they have to apply the ability block to Doctor Doom, especially if he is this big. It's unusual for people to have like other characters that are as big in order to apply ability block to him. Okay, so after we have the Young Avengers, we have whatever, we have another whatever team, then we have another whatever team, and then we have the Heroes for Hire, and then we have the Marauders. So you want to make sure that the first 4 teams that you have available, all of them require the Secret Avengers, and you leave your Marauders for last or the second last. Like this, your enemies will take a long time in order to use their Secret Avengers, and when they reach here, they will have to use Infinity Watch, they will have to use Darkhold, or they will have to use Weapon X, or they will have to double tap. If someone double taps here, or if someone uses one of those big teams like Infinity Watch, you won. That's how you win the Alliance Wars on high leagues. It's to force your enemies to waste the good teams, so then when they have to face one of those more complicated teams, they don't have any counters against them. And this is how you are going to break the Alliance Wars defensive meta and stop Kestrel from causing problems for Mr. Sinister. So yeah guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. How can you break the Alliance Wars defensive meta in order to give more value to your Marauders and stop Kestrel from being a hard counter for this team. So I hope you guys enjoyed this information. If you did, like always, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.